This is Trevor Jacob. At first glance, he seems like your average bald white dude who probably has a monster sticker on the back of his Toyota 4Runner. But he's actually a surfer, skateboarder, mixed martial artist, and even an Olympic athlete who represented the US in snowboarding at the 2014 Winter Olympics. And also, he's a YouTuber because, who isn't a YouTuber in today's world, right? As a YouTuber, Trevor posts videos that are often related to his interests, such as skydiving, snowboarding, freight trains, and getting pinned to the ground and cuffed by a sweaty man in a dollar store costume with better sideburns than acting skills. He even has a website with no apparent theme, where he advertises a mishmash of services such as shooting with a Navy SEAL who I really hope is not in any way related to that cop, skydiving, which is just fantastic foreshadowing, but my absolute favorite, and for the small price of $5,000, you can go fishing with Trevor. Just make sure it's not fly fishing. I mean, I'm assuming that for $5,000, Trevor and whoever is unfortunate enough to be on a boat with him will be throwing bars of gold at the fish. Or maybe the $5,000 is for supplies in case the boat malfunctions and we need to destroy it for YouTube views. Sorry, I meant survival. Now, up until November 24th, 2021, Trevor uploaded to a relatively small but die-hard fan base. However, on that fateful day, his life would change forever as he gets on a plane to film what will be his most popular and controversial video. The purpose of this flight, according to Trevor, was for him to spread his friend's ashes during the flight. As the flight continues, something suddenly goes wrong, and Trevor has to jump out while the plane crashes off in the distance. All scary stuff, right? Until we look a little bit deeper, and really not even that much deeper. This isn't some elaborate hoax, it's pretty easy to snuff out. Now, there are some red flags right off the bat, as pointed out by aviation experts and other knowledgeable creators.
At this part, you can see that the door doesn't seal that great. There's a little bit of a gap there, but the next shot, which is the one when the engine quits, it looks like his door's already unlatched.
One of the biggest red flags being the fact that Trevor was wearing a skydiving parachute while operating a small plane. Something that seemingly no other pilot actually does, partly to the weight and also the bulkiness and the fact that the thing doesn't really fit with a person wearing it in one of those seats. It's a tiny plane. Even more interestingly though, Trevor says in the video that this is why he always wears a parachute, yet he has never worn a parachute in any of his other videos. Also, there was no attempt to restart the engine, which, I mean, when the engine goes out, you usually try to start it up again. It's kind of something you do. And Trevor also never attempted to contact air traffic control. In fact, there were so many red flags that Trevor's video caught the attention of the Federal Aviation Administration, which is now investigating him.
That YouTuber accused by critics on social media of crashing his plane on purpose. The FAA and NTSB now investigating. Our transportation correspondent Gio Benitez is at Newark Airport with more on the story. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, Cecilia, good morning to you. He is known as a bit of a daredevil and prankster, getting millions of views on YouTube. But this morning, that question, was a plane crash an accident or a stunt?
Now, the thing that really blows my mind, if you really wanted to create a high-stakes, dramatic video on the scale of those classic Russian 480p quality parkour videos that almost border lively content, to land the plane. The Taylorcraft model plane that Trevor was flying can actually be landed quite safely, even from a really high altitude, as they glide to a landing at about 40 miles per hour. That would be much cooler, and he would only be on the same level of asshole as Vitali instead of being on, some other big douchebag prankster YouTuber's level. YouTubers have done a lot of dangerous and dumb things for views, but this one really seems to take the cake. But maybe I'm being too harsh on Trevor here. Maybe some shrub in Los Padres broke his heart, and this was the best way for him to get revenge. What do I know though? I make incredible videos for a grand audience of like 5 people, not counting my mom and girlfriend. So, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so my cat doesn't kill me, and don't forget to turn on notifications.